OST to the BTC pair using the Binance price feed. All right, this was requested for an update. And basically, from a count and a pattern perspective, it should stand out. And that standout should look like this. If you go from the lowest point and you want to count, you always start from the lowest point. But before counting, let's see if we can generate some pattern. The first thing I notice here is the convex or the curvaceous nature of the price move. And I think we're looking at a very nice rounding price formation potential here as well. And this is one of the most common pattern for altcoins. The reason is because it provides a very slow incremental decline, almost like a Chinese water torture. The frustration level just rises as this just takes its time by extending the time and price into the correction. If I can utilize this as the traversing destination for the pattern, I believe the pattern is more almost 2/3 complete. So after that, what I then do is I label the elite waves. I start at the very bottom. Here's wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And having put in 5 waves up in a very quick manner, if you measure the time that it took to put in the 5 waves, you can call it that length of the blue line, horizontal blue line. Now, if you then take that same length and then measure the current and the projected. So the current is taken 4 times the time is taken for the impulse. And then I extrapolate that into the remaining pattern. From a multiple perspective, it's taken 7 times, it's projected to take 7 times as long to finish the correction as the time it took to put in the impulse wave up. This is what I call the hurry up. And this here is what I call the wait process. And the primary reason as to why this happens to just about every altcoin is because of the immaturity of the liquidity level of that coin. The exuberation that took the price into 5 waves up has to be burnt away, has to be churned and processed. And this correction up here probably will not be done. I don't think so. Because after this, we're going to get probably a 61.8% retrace in the form of a cup and handle, or the handle formation. And this cup and the handle formation will occur probably sometime in June, January or so. I'm sorry, June, July or so. So I think we are at a midpoint where the price could start building the right wall of the rounded formation of the cup. So now let's label this on an Elliott wave perspective. And I think given how sideways it has been traveling, this is probably best labeled as W, X, Y, X, and Z. And the Z itself, I think, will be labeled as WXY, but at a smaller degree of trend. And it'll be from completion of this, probably sometime in April, where I think the right wall will be started to be built from an impulse perspective, like so. So again, the hurry up and wait is in full execution mode right now, currently in the wait mode, just incremental lows, sideways action. Now it's doing the basing, the horizontal basin stage of the rounded formation. And soon it'll complete. And then soon after that, the right wall will be built. And from here, you're going to likely see a very sizable correction as well, 50% down, more than, I'm sorry, 61.8% or 62%, maybe 78, back down again. Maybe, yes, even 78% retrace. Because these 5 waves will be 1, subwaves to high degree wave 1, and wave 2 will be the ABC. And typically, the retrace is 0.618 to 0.78. And if this wave 5 extends, you might look at another 94% retrace. So you have to think of it in that kind of modality in terms for altcoins. All right. I hope this has been helpful. A lot more to come. But I think soon, exciting days will be ahead. And what do you do up here? Do you hold? Do you hodl? I think it'll be a good time to maybe take profits if this happens. And I think you will.